Welcome in. It is Eclipse Day. Thomas Miller, hi, on the Fun Astrology Podcast for Tuesday, October 25th. Thank you so much for stopping in here so we can talk about this marvel in the sky. So as we mentioned yesterday, this is a partial solar eclipse occurring at 2 degrees Scorpio. It peaks at 6:48 this morning. We gave the times yesterday. I'm not going to regurgitate that. I did want to go back, really picking up about where we left off yesterday, and talk about prior Scorpio-Taurus eclipses and give you some dates so that you can reflect back and see if there were correlations like what I pulled out yesterday. So the prior eclipse to this was this year, 2022, in April and May in Taurus Scorpio. So right there is your 6-month spread between the spring eclipses and the fall eclipses of this year. Now, let's zoom back to the last one in this aspect. And remember, sometimes you'll have these dances of retrograde where you might have one sign one part of the year and another part of the year. Or you might even have one like what happened last was October of 2014. And in October of 2014, we had a lunar eclipse in Aries and a solar eclipse in Scorpio. Before that, we had a partial solar eclipse in April of 2014. And then right before that, we had a lunar eclipse in Libra. So I don't want to get in the weeds here. I want to give you the years, particularly on these older ones, so you can think back and say, well, what did happen in 2014? We also had a couple in 2013. So what happened then? And even add 2012 to that little mix. So 2012, 13, 14, because we did have a solar eclipse in November of 2012. You could think about what happened. Really, that's a 2013, 14, but late 2012, 2013, 2014. Anything in there? All right, let's hop back prior to that. 2002, 2003, 2004, same thing. Late 2002, anytime in 2003, 2004. Think back, what happened then? Oh, actually, we also had one in early 2005, so that was a pretty broad span. Now, let's take a step back, and I know for some of you we're getting into natal chart territory here, but let's go back, 1993, 94, 95. Late 93, all the way through 1995. Anything in through there? Let's take one more step back. Same thing, 1984, 85, and into early 1986. Anything in through there? A lot of you saying, I was just a thought back then. You were incubating back then. I get it. So that gives you a walk back through time that you can look at your own path and see if critical key things happened during some of those points. As I look back, 1984-85 was when I started my own television production business. 1994-95 was the beginning of the end of my first marriage, which I now know is very key in my story that I'm using today. So as I walk that back, started my own production company, moved into part of my story, which is very alive today, 2002, 2003, I'm not locking on to anything in there. But 2013, that little knock as I was getting ready to mount a bicycle that said, email Fred Dodson about narrating his audiobooks. So that's my little walk back, at least over the last, 35, almost 40 years of eclipses. All right, anything else that we should put our energetic eyes and ears on for today? Not really. The moon, as we said, moved into Scorpio this morning at 3:18. The eclipse peaks at 6:48. Clear sky the rest of the day and all the way through tomorrow, when tomorrow late night, almost before midnight, 11:36 p.m., Mercury trines Mars. That's an air trine, so there is a big heavy factor of effective and powerful communication. It's just awfully late at night, so be sensitive when you say what you say. Maybe put it in the applying part in an email before the day ends. You'll be in that nice, juicy, waxing energy, and you'll get it in there. All right? Have a great one. We'll see you back tomorrow, and we'll continue the conversation on the Fun Astrology Podcast.